Okay, so, oh man, lately I've been taking a break from carbonation videos and stuff like that. I do that often just because um, I feel like I become disappointed. I feel like it's hard for black and brown people to recognize abuse just because we are so used to being abused in multiple ways. We usually grow up in that culture. Most of my aunts have once in their life been hit by a man, including myself, and it's kind of seen as something normal. A lot of times, black men they walk around with a inferiority complex. They feel emasculated by the system, and they don't feel like they can fight back the system. So a lot of times they internalize that pain, that struggle, that hurt, and then take it out on the women that they say that they love. Not just them hitting on them, but they force women into some form of submission that is not fair. It's not fair to look at a human being, period, in that way. If you wouldn't like to live, if you put yourself in that woman's shoes and you know that's the type of lifestyle that would drive you crazy, why do you think that it's something that that woman want to live? I mean, women, we have ambition, we have dreams, goals, aspirations, we have things that we want to do, and not just that, we have intellect, we have skills that you and your partner can use to help build something together. A lot of times, black men want their women broken. A lot of times, they want their women to be insecure because that's how they feel about themselves. Now, I'm not saying that it's all black men. I have met good black men, but I could tell you one thing, and every black man that I met, even the good ones, there was times that I came across their programming and the way that they was raised in their culture and their beliefs, and it was toxic. It's toxic and it's detrimental to, I want to say, the whole black community, but I guess I could just leave it at their bloodline because that's what you call generational curses. Cause you passing down that same toxic ass mentality that doesn't get black people nowhere. People can't manifest and grow things when they feeling bad about themselves, when they feeling insecure. And I'm talking about things that they could actually sustain. Because yeah, I have seen broken people in general. I've seen them create wealth, but they don't know how to keep it. They don't know how to manage it. And how much they have to sacrifice just to get the little bit of money that they do have. Because even the richest black person on this planet don't have nothing on the bank account of the richest white person of this planet. And they make it hard on purpose. But a lot of times we down here making it hard on ourselves now just because we have been in this cycle of abuse for decades upon decades and decades. So now we kind of just abuse each other. Now, when I'm like looking into the energy of this community that follows Elijah and all of that shit, I become disappointed because sometimes I feel like there's a lack of empathy, especially for black women. Because when it comes to black men, I see them have more sympathy and empathy for each other, but not for black women. And I sometimes listen to their arguments to try to get like their perspective, where they coming from. And to me, it sounds like a broken record. To me, on the outside looking in, it looked like a black man throwing a tantrum because he want to be king of the jungle, but he's so oppressed in this system and everything that he feel like he can't. And then the tools that he needs to free himself, he has been programmed not to use those. Get what I'm saying? Like, for one, Alihio, he don't get no fucking downloads. It's too many times at this point that I heard him and his members repeat stuff that I had said, like on my podcast. Now, a lot of people don't listen to my podcast, but I feel like he does. And what he do is that he take information from people who truly get intuitive downloads, and he use that and integrate it into his programming, and then he further manipulate the members with it. So, oh my goodness. You telling me? Hold on. My bad, y'all. I didn't have my headphones on. I thought I had them on. So the first part of this audio might be really low, but it should sound a lot better now. Um, okay, for one, it really do hurt me to see so many people, especially black people, support him. And a lot of these people are broken, and the abuse that they see happening to these women, they normalize it. And I have seen abuse being normalized in the black community, I mean, since forever. Now, Eligio is an agent, whether he recognizes it or not. And I do feel like um, there are people who protect him, and I feel like there are people who want to promote him and put more money in his pockets because he's detrimental to the black community. And I feel like they put people like this in the black community all the time just so they could poison it. I mean, we have so many of them. Like, he's no different than the dude who helped kill Fred Hampton. Like, he's no different. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into no conspiracy theory and stuff like that. I don't want people. I'm saying when you look at it, plain and simple, it's still fucked up. It don't have to be attached to no conspiracy theory or no extremely mystical thing. If we just look at it, what's in front of us, we could see that he is a detriment to black and brown people. Sociopaths, narcs, and psychopaths, they love to prey on the black community because we are the less protected, especially black women. For some reason, over the decades of abuse, black men internalized their pain and made it the issue of the black woman. Everything is our fault. Now they have more sympathy and empathy for their homeboys than they do for their wives or their girlfriends or their baby mothers. And then they depend on us to make them feel like men instead of being able to feel like a man on their own. In order for them to feel like a man, we have to be submissive. We have to depend on them. We have to be insecure. And, I feel like hopeless sometimes because I feel like there's so many black women, they out there and they pointing this out, but it's almost like creating tension and a war between us, and like nothing is being resolved. Another thing I notice is that platforms that do post about Eligio, they don't educate. And I really feel like they need to educate people of what they are seeing because some people just don't understand. Look below the surface. I mean, there's so many people, I feel like they worry about the wrong thing. Like one issue that I keep hearing bringing up over and over again is the fact that he had his son touch his penis after he had sex with the baby mom. I understand that it's disgusting, and I don't feel like children should be exposed to that much sexual energy at a young age. I mean, he should know because he been exposed to that and he's still suffering from the side effects of it. But he don't have no common sense. He don't have it all there. He should be held accountable, but if the mother don't come out and say something or report, because it's something that happened a long time ago, I just don't feel like it's going to hold up. And another thing is that I don't believe that Eligio is a pedophile. And I know that some people are going to be upset that I say that. I mean, there's a lot of shit wrong with him, but I don't believe that when he did that, that he did it to get sexually aroused. I feel like he looked for young legal people over the age of 18 because they easy to manipulate and they're very naive, but they think they know. They think they know shit and don't know nothing. Another thing is that I know people are pushing for him to go to jail and prison and stuff like that. And I understand. But I feel like the goal needs to be more of educating people on how to destroy these type of people in our community. We have to starve him of the attention. Now, his fans, his broken ass fans or whatever like that, let them have him. I see people who go up on his platform and yeah, they might be speaking a good argument, but what he do? He hangs up on them and then they silence. And sometimes I'm like, damn, I really would like to hear what that person have to say. Go and create your own platform and talk about it. Educate people of what you see, of what you notice. But make sure you know what you're talking about. I've been seeing a lot of these content creators, they come out and they say stuff like you shouldn't feel sorry for them because they choose to be there. They don't understand they don't understand narcs. They don't understand cults. I mean, I feel like if you want to be a commenter of this and you handling this energy any way that you do, you got to be responsible. Educate yourself so you can know what you're talking about so that when people watch your content, they not learning to turn a blind eye to what is really going on. Because then you're going to be a part of the problem. Now, I just wanted to break down because I came across somebody and had seen a video of when Alihio he was talking to Efru all crazy when he was in the hospital with Malia. And the person asked me, why do she let him talk to her like that? Then they was reading the comments, and in the comments, and people would be like, oh, all of this is fake. They just doing this for show and stuff. That shit is detrimental. Stop saying that. He want people to believe that too. Stop saying that because a baby really died, a woman really died, and somebody really did get their ass beat multiple times. People do be looking sickly, like they don't eat. He have these people sleeping in tents while he going around on vacation and stuff like that. All of that is real. The pain that we seen in Zoka's eyes when she got on camera and talked about her experience when she lost that baby, that's real. So don't be spreading that. Don't be so dismissive of it. Because when you do that, you dismissive of the abuse and you dismissive of the trauma that's being caused on these people. This shit is not entertainment. What we watching is people lives being destroyed. Alright, so let's read up on how do cults brainwash their members. Alright, so one of the tricks is deception. Now, reading from a website, I will link it in the description. Cults trick new recruits into joining the group and committing themselves to a cause or lifestyle they don't fully understand. Cults mislead new recruits / members as to the true expectations and activities of the group, which he does. Especially at the beginning. And some of those members that are still there, they joined in the beginning when he was like this spiritual guru. Like now he's some type of pimp or whatever, but when he first started, he attracted people who wanted to live in nature. They wanted that, like hippie lifestyle and shit. And he said that he could provide that. And he was going to build a community and it was going to be all natural and live off the land. So that was their expectations. And we could tell that he programmed that into them. Because even though they live in a completely different lifestyle now. When we seen Iyah talk to her sister, she was spitting the rhetoric of, you know, oh, we one with nature and all this bullshit. But what we seeing y'all do have nothing to do with what y'all say y'all believe in. So what they project out there is false. And people, especially naive young people who is looking for a spiritual experience, they go and join his cult with that expectations. Even with all the information online, okay? Because you have to understand that there are traps that he put out there. When you go on to Carbonation TV or whatever like that, what he represents on there is different from, he don't put the lives where he cussing out his members, disrespecting his members. So I could see somebody coming across their Carbonation page, getting in contact with him, and him telling that person, look, I have a lot of haters, don't even watch the T. Don't even watch such and such because all these people are my haters. So if you're gonna follow me, then basically you got to follow me blindly. And they will listen because from what they seen by the trap that he put out, some of them really believe that he is some type of messiah. Alright. Cults may hide any signs of illegal, immoral, or hyper-controlling practices until the recruit has fully immersed himself in the group. We have seen him do that as well. Like a lot of stuff that he say he don't do, he does it. Matter of fact, he put a lot of confusion out. One minute he having a real nigga moment and we could see the abuse. And then the next minute he's saying, oh, this is fake. This is not real. We just, whatever. We putting out an image. But we have seen evidence of the abuse being real. A cult leader may use members' alter consciousness induced by activities like meditation, chanting, or drug use to increase vulnerability to suggestions. We have seen him do that too. He used alcohol. Alright, y'all. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the recording stopped. Because I had like a long recording after that and it just went blank. Like my mic just went mute or something like that. It's a lot of weird things that have been happening lately when it comes to my channel, when it comes to my podcast. Like I tested out if the number count of how many people who actually watch my podcast is accurate, and it's not. So there's actually more people who listen to it than it actually shows. So I'm just gonna start where I left off. It's frustrating, but let's work through it. It is what it is. What I was saying is that he used alcohol as a way to keep them. Oh, my bad. He used alcohol as a way to keep them dependent and to keep them confused. So that is and he used other substances as well, but alcohol is the main one. When Tori did her interview a long time ago, she said that when she first got there, he would give you a drink, and then he will force you into having sex with him. And it was the same with the other members. All right. So, isolation. Cults cut off members from the outside world and even each other to produce intense introspection, confusion, loss of perspective, and a distorted sense of reality. The members of the cult become the person's only social contact and feedback mechanism. He does that as well. Cults may keep new recruits from talking to other new recruits. They may only be allowed to speak with long committed members for a period of time. We have seen that as well. We have seen that recently. When Iyah was talking to his sister, he spent a long time looking over her shoulder and trying to pick her sister apart. Cults may not allow unsupervised contact with the outside world, which we have seen when Iyah was talking to her sister. In this way, there is no chance for a reality check or validation of a new member's concerns regarding the group. Cults typically instill the belief that outsiders, non-cult members, are dangerous and wrong. We have seen him do that as well. Induce dependency. Cults demand absolute, unquestioning devotion, loyalty, and submission. A cult member's sense of self is systematically destroyed. Ultimately, feelings of worthlessness and evil become associated with independence and critical thinking, and feelings of warmth and love become associated with unquestioning submission. So, cults will reprogram the mind to think that, and I have seen this personally when I asked questions when I was at Bible study, and they told me that you're not supposed to question God or the Bible. It's a sin. And we see this with him when he said that they're all supposed to share his mind, see things the way that he sees it, see things from only his perspective. So anytime they have thoughts of being independent or critical thinking, because a lot of times us as the viewers are looking at this and be like, why can't they see that they being abused? Why can't they? All it takes is a little bit of critical thinking, and they should be able to see that they are being abused. But he systematically destroyed a sense of self, reprogrammed their brain to associate independence and critical thinking and feelings of warmth and associate hold on, I'm getting it mixed up. Associate independence and critical thinking with worthlessness and evil. And then associate feelings of warmth and love with unquestioning submission. We have seen them do that to themselves. We seeing Elfaru do it to herself now. The members constantly feel the need to prove and apologize and give unquestioning submission to him. And then they associate that with love. The leader typically controls every minute of the members' waking time. There is no free time to think or analyze. Members are told what to eat, what to wear, how to feed their children, when to sleep. The member is removed from all decision making. Any special talents the member has are immediately devalued and criticized in order to confuse the member's sense of self-worth. Now, what Eligio does, he take their talent and then they have to give credit to him for it, even though it's their talent. So they don't even feel pride in themselves when they do work or talent. They say that the reason why they could even do this is because of the cult leader. Any doubts, assertiveness, or remaining ties to the outside world are punished by the group through criticism, guilt, and alienation. And we seen him do this when he put them in the closet or put them in the corner. Questions and doubts are systematically turned around so that the doubter feels wrong, worthless, evil for questioning. We see him do that when Elfaru was trying to be honest about how she felt. And what he do? He instantly went into criticizing and made it about him. Talking about her telling the truth is going to make him look bad. The member is loved again when he renounces those doubts and submits to the will of the leader. The member may be deprived of adequate substance and or sleep, so the mind becomes muddied. We see him do that when he constantly rants to them, especially when he's drunk or belligerent. And these people are tired, they sleep deprived, they're about to fall asleep, but they can't. They have to stay up and listen to the same rhetoric over and over and over again. They too tired to even think for themselves. They too tired to even do for themselves. The leader may randomly alternate praise and love with scorn and punishment to keep the member off balance and confused and instill immense self-doubt. The leader may offer occasional gifts and special privileges to encourage continued submission. So when he say that he buy them gifts, he take them traveling, all of that is to keep them tied and submitted to him. It's a false sense of freedom. It's a false sense of love. The member may be pressured to publicly confess sins, after which he is viciously ridiculed by the group for being evil and unworthy. He is loved again when he acknowledges that his devotion to the cult is the only thing that will bring him salvation. We see True do this all the time. I can't even listen to True. I already know what he's saying and what he's doing, because he's on a time loop. He on a hellish loop that he keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Dread. Once complete dependence is established, the member must retain the leader's good favor or else his life falls apart. The leader may punish doubt or insubordination with physical or emotional trauma. Once all ties to the outside world have been cut, the member feels like his only family is the group, and he has nowhere else to go. Access to necessities depends on the leader's favor. The member must behave or he may not get food, water, social interaction, or protection from outside world. Oh, I shouldn't have to say that he does all of this. The member may believe that only group members are saved. We've seen them say that. So if he leaves, he will face eternal damnation. And we see him say that. He say that one day y'all gonna bow to me. One day y'all gonna regret what y'all do. Like he put himself in that position. All right. Indoctrination or thought reform. This is what this is called in, like, I guess the psychology world. This mind control is indoctrination and thought reform. is a long process that never really ends. Never. Members are continually subjected to these techniques. It's a part of daily life in a cult. Some adjust well to it after a period of time, embracing their new role as group member and casting aside their old sense of independence. For others, it is a perpetually stressful existence. In the next section, okay, they're talking about something else. Now, I like the part that they added sounds like boot camp because Eligio would try to make that type of argument. So I'm glad that they put this here. I'm going to read it to you. While some people may see similarities between the mind control practices used by cults and the training that goes on in military organizations, there are significant differences. For one thing, military recruits know from day one that being in the military means giving up some of their autonomy. That's how the military hierarchy works. A person who joins the military makes an informed decision to relinquish that autonomy. Where else a cult recruit does not know that total submission is a requirement of membership, which we have seen. They didn't know that. Some of the people that left, they said that they did not know that. Also, a person who joins the military does so for a definite period of time. He is a party to a legal contract that states how long he will be a soldier and that he will get in return and what he will get in return. A person who joins a cult thinks he can leave whenever he wants, but in reality, his commitment to the group is supposed to be indefinite. Another important distinction is one that underlies all of the previous distinctions. The military is accountable to its government for its activities. It is a regulated organization. A cult answers to no one. Okay? Alright, I'm gonna ask, what did Aya think about her sister calling in? Okay, what did Aya think about her sister calling in? Too many cards, but let's see what they say. I can't let anyone see me like this. I know I have to face my problems. I want to hide away. So there was a sorry y'all, I'm biting my lip. Oh boy, I'm feeling kind of intense. Alright, so when her sister first called in, she went into thinking about everything her sister has seen when it comes to her. And there's a lot of things that she didn't want her sister to see when it came to her life. So she felt kind of embarrassed. I just don't feel the same. I'm detached from my emotions right now. She is detached from her emotions, but like I'm feeling like a rush of energy. Like when she first started the conversation with her sister, it was almost like reuniting the love inside of her. She was really hoping that her sister didn't try to get her to come back or change her. It was almost like a telepathic communication because her sister was aware of that too. Not to push too hard, not to offend, not to say something that, because she knew that if she did, she could lose communication with her sister for a long time, like all communication. So there was a lot of walking on eggshells. Like all these cards represents how much in the now Iyah is. She's so in the now about. I want to get a deeper understanding of why, though. I'm gonna pull some cards for that. Cause Iyah is tired. She is. She's starting to feel like she doesn't really blend in, especially to this new lifestyle that Nature Boy got. Like, she's not feeling it. She don't feel like she blend in. She feels very exhausted. Sometimes she just want to relax, but she know that she can't. Talking to her sister caused her to have conflicting emotions. It did do some good though. It made her think about her options more. So it did do some good. But it's something else going on. It's like I could feel like Aya thinking about other possibilities, like if she was to leave and go move with her sister, like how long that's going to last, and it's other factors when it comes to that she feel like it's an option, but she don't feel like it's a good one. Mm. It's kind of like the feeling like if she was to go be with her sister, she would have to face the whole family. And that's like a little bit too triggering for her. She don't know if she can handle that. Oh man. So when it comes to Aya, she feels stuck because she don't really want to face herself. She don't really want to face problems that she left behind. Like the feeling is almost terrifying for her. It's like she feel almost terrified to face her problems, ones that she left behind. And sometimes she think like it's not too bad, but then every so often he get into one of those really toxic ass mood, probably drinking or something like that, and he becomes really demonic. Like we heard about it before, like women who are in abusive relationship, it takes them a long time to leave. Um, and a lot of times, like after a moment of abuse, they go into a phase of blaming themselves for it. Like I didn't do something right. Because a lot of times abusers are narcs and they will say stuff like, look what you made me do, you made me do it. They would say stuff like that. Aya don't like this new lifestyle though. She is noticing how it's very hypocritical, but she trying to go with the flow. It's just weighing heavy on her. She feel tired, but she feel tired because of Nature Boy. So it don't matter where she go. If she's with him, she's gonna be exhausted. Oh boy, she feeling like she's a servant to Nature Boy and Malia now. She don't feel like she feeling lonely, like she don't feel like she's cared by them. She feel like she constantly have to care for them. It's starting to hit hard now that Efru is gone. She trying to connect with Malia, but she feel like Malia is just so, it's not funny, but like she really feel like Malia is on a whole nother level of the brainwashing. Like when it comes to Elfaru and Aya, it's like they would have like a communication between them. They wouldn't dare talk about it, but it's like they had an awareness. But when it comes to Malia, it's like she's just completely overcome by Nature Boy. She feel like she do too much. She tries so hard to constantly prove herself, and she don't have no personality of her own. Like dealing with Malia is kind of like dealing with somebody that's soulless. So, so she feeling like super alone. But she feel like it's better than going back and facing her family. So I'm asking, why do Aya don't want to face her family? And for one, she feel like they won't understand her. And for two, she feel like they would judge her harshly for some reason. But it's really like so much has happened while she was in this cult. Things that outside of the cult she don't really want to deal with. It would be too hard, too difficult for her to deal with. She don't have like a lot of faith in herself, like faith to take care of herself, faith to create a better life for herself. She felt like it would be a struggle if she was to leave. It would be a struggle for her to like get on her feet. She do feel like she could do without like the money and the trips and stuff like that. It's like she kind of bored with it at this point. She feel like she could do without, but it's more so dealing with emotional problems that she left behind, like the child that she left behind, or there is an issue with her family. She just feel like the cult is a better option than the other options that she have. It's like she can't even perceive or see anything different because the way that her mind processes now, like she's filtering everything through the way that Nature Boy told her to filter it. I put some cards on how she feel with Ephraim being gone, and she misses her. I have plenty of options, but I only want you. I'm starting to feel ashamed of my actions. I doubt I can find the confidence to continue. It's like she kind of wished that she took up more for Ephraim, defended her more. It's like they didn't trust each other anymore because Aya is constantly like snitching and spying on people and stuff like that. And I feel like those some of those actions she feel ashamed of now. But they still had like a close bond. She also see Efru point of view. Like she see and understand it, but it's almost like she felt like Efru should have faked it more. Like she should have been better with her words, or she should act a little different and stuff like that. But she do feel like Efru is mistreated, bullied, blamed a lot, misunderstood. Like Aya, her energy reminds me of somebody that I know. And this particular person, like they really religious, and they like they just kind of like on some turn the other cheek. They ignore everything. They just act like they don't even see it. They just ignore everything. And that's like one of the things that frustrates me the most about them. And one of the reasons why I don't trust them anymore, because they don't stand firm on anything. And Aya, her energy is like that. And she kind of expect that from other people, like just act like you don't see it, act like it's not even there. Like, mm. Like I'm getting a visual of Aya when Nature Boy was beating on Velvet. Like I'm getting a visual of her. And at this time, she just so checked out. She really wasn't there. She probably can't even tell you all the details about what happened if, because it's like she checked out. She do wonder if she could spend the rest of her life like this. So I'm asking, how does she feel about Alihio right now? It's kind of interesting because she felt betrayed by him, but it's like she go back and forth. Like it's something that he made her do that she don't like. She really don't like it. But with this, I need to lighten up a little bit, stop taking things so personally. And then it's followed by, how could you betray me? I trusted you. So there's a back and forth, whatever had happened. She didn't like it, and hmm, There's something turned off in Aya. She don't love him. She don't even really have strong romantic feelings for him anymore. At one point she did, like not too long ago, but now it's like she don't even trust him, but she's dependent on him. Alright, let's try to see what this situation was. What was this situation? Hmm. Alright, y'all. I might be in a different energy because I went and did a few things. Alright, so um I believe that what he made Aya do has something to do with the people that he hanging around. I'm seeing like Aya on the couch. Let me just tell y'all exactly what I see, because I was going to try to kind of sugarcoat it because when I have visuals, they complicated. It's complicated. And sometimes all the pieces of the visual is not clear. So, alright, so I see Aya on the couch. See, she is sitting next to somebody. Leo is drunk with Malia. Mm. I feel like he might have had told Aya to go spend time with that person. Cause Leo is like, oh, you like her? Like you like the way she look and all of that? Mm. Aya, she didn't like it. She didn't like it since the beginning. Cause she's looking really uncomfortable. And I believe he told Aya to go ahead, go somewhere with him, go and talk. And then things kind of went downhill from there. It feels like some type of exchange. I feel like the same thing he did with like the members of Carbonation, he is now doing it with these new people he hanging out with. It's so ridiculous. But the reason why Eligio is hanging with these people, he's trying to gain some type of control. I'm gonna get more into that. He trying to, like, it's politics going on here. Almost like he trying to prove that he's the alpha. You know, I thinking that he trying to build something like an army. Like he trying to get people on his side, get different types of followers. People that will shoot for him, people that would threaten other people for him. People that will offer him some form of protection. Like he trying to gain that from these people that he's dealing with. But I don't really think he's cut out for that life. It's like he trying to be like a gang leader. But he's not paying them through like drug money and stuff like that. He paying them do he paying them through Beagle money and I guess other resources and stuff like that. But he don't have what it takes for him to maintain respect from these people. He don't have what it takes. Cause the people that he dealing with, like they respect like street cred. You have to have something about you that they fear, which he doesn't. They kind of just looking at him like a 6'9" or something like that. Exactly like that. You know how 6'9" he was hanging out with those gang members and they was low key playing him. And if he let these people get even closer, they might just rob his ass. Like he don't he could learn the hard way. But after some time, he probably gonna be running back to Puerto Rico. Cause he think that he could just gain their respect because he got money and females and people that he brainwashed. He think that's something that he could be proud of. He could use it to gain some respect from these street dudes. But in actuality, they trying to find ways to get money out of him. So oh boy, I'm gonna have to split this up because this is gonna be long.